I would like to next invite Dr. Sarita Khemani, who has been instrumental in developing inpatient rotations with the hospitalists at Stanford. She was chosen to provide the keynote speech by the students.
Members of the faculty, family and friends, and most of all, the graduating class of 2015. I am honored and grateful that you all have invited me to be in part of this memorable moment in your lives. So, you made it, and I have to say this, you all look amazing. As I stand in front of you, I can see and feel the excitement. I congratulate and celebrate you all. Historical changes are underway in the healthcare industry, and it is truly an exciting time to go out there and make an impact. Along the way, you will have experiences that will influence and teach you life lessons. On this important day, I would like to share with you some of my experiences and the lessons that they taught me along the way. My first experience taught me that life will present you with opportunities which at first might not be what you had hoped for. But as you embrace it and you enjoy the experience, it could turn out to be among one of the best things in your lives. I grew up in India, and if you know about Indian middle class parents, growing up they only give you two choices: to go into medicine or to go into engineering. That's it. So, now if you have ever seen me assemble the IKEA furniture or work on electronics, I think I am no engineer. So you can imagine the shock my parents had when I told them that I wanted to go into acting. So, now, I love theater and dreamed of going into acting as a career, and even maybe head to Hollywood. Now, my parents did try to convince me that there is a theater in medicine called operating theater. So throughout high school, I kept looking for opportunities that would enhance my acting career. Unfortunately, there was no support from home, and I was young and didn't know what really was there, so I couldn't really pursue that. I felt dejected and unsure about my future. So now I was left with two choices: medicine or engineering. So I very quickly understood that math was something I couldn't make add up for me. So I headed to medical school. And I had no clue about what was in store for me. The medical school that I went to in India was the state's biggest hospital. Patients came from remote villages and towns. If it was your clinic rotation, you could expect to see about 100 patients a day, 5 minutes per patient. To get to the clinic in the morning, we would have to walk through lines and lines of patients who were sitting there for 2 days just to see you for 5 minutes. Many of them had borrowed money from their relatives and friends to make that journey by bus. There were small kids coming to you with burn marks on their bodies because the local healer had used a hot rod to get rid of the devil that was causing the illness. Young and old coming to you when it was too late was a daily occurrence. The opportunities to make a difference and save lives were numerous. Resources were limited, patient load was huge, but experiences were just phenomenal. They were just something that you could never forget. It was a powerful lesson in both the hope medicine can give and its limitations. So at the age of 23, when I graduated and I got married, I surprisingly found myself standing in front of the door to my dreams. As it turned out, one of my husband's uncles was eminent, he was a prominent producer in Bollywood. Now, I didn't know that before, and that's not the reason I married him. So now, suddenly, I was standing in front of the path that would take me towards a career in acting. The choice was clear for me at that time. During the previous 5 years, I had experienced that I could be a hero to someone in real life and not pretend to be one in a play or a movie. What this taught me was that I got into this, I went in this knowing really nothing what I was going to do, but I got out knowing exactly what I was going to do. And this taught me that keep an open mind. You know, sometimes opportunities might come and you might not feel like they're the right ones, but if you embrace the journey, they might turn out to be one of the most important events. As someone said, sometimes when it seems all the pieces are falling apart, they may actually be falling in place. My second experience taught me that one should persist in the face of challenges, and if you keep thinking of options, you can come up with solutions. So after I decided to forego my career in acting, I accompanied my husband to California, and I started preparing for residency. Because of personal constraints, I had to stay in this area. But everyone told me that as a foreign graduate, it would be really tough to get residency here as it's very highly competitive. So I knew that I had to do something different, something more. Most of my friends were actually moving out and going to different states. So as this was in the dim and distant past, without internet or Google, I wandered around on Stanford campus looking for some opportunities. After a few weeks, I came across a directory for the researchers. So I took that, wrote 150 letters to different researchers. And yes, I wrote them. There was no email at that time. So, most of them did not reply back, and the letters that came back were rejections. I was losing hope, and then I got a letter from Dr. Stevens, who's one of the experts in infectious diseases here at Stanford, offering me a position. I grabbed the opportunity, and that's all you need. You need one opportunity, and take it and work hard on it. So my research work with him, the publication, and his recommendation opened all the doors for me, and I was accepted at UCSF. This taught me that if there's a challenging situation, something that seems difficult, if you keep thinking and pursuing different options, seek help from people that can guide you, you will end up finding good solutions. My final experience is not a single episode, but many together that have emphasized to me that giving back in any form can be one of the biggest sources of happiness in one's life. When you achieve success or develop strong expertise in a particular area, remember the opportunities you received and the people that helped you get there. Think of how you can make a difference in someone else's life by teaching, sharing your knowledge, and providing them support. Being in this field, we are presented with opportunities every day, whether it's to teach our students, our patients, or family members. If you ask me what I remember the most in the last few months, it's how I made a patient or a family member feel more comfortable and in control by explaining and educating them. Or what I remember is the excitement and enthusiasm that each of you came when you started your rotation with us. It made our job of teaching so much easier and fun. Every single one of you came with the utmost energy to soak in as much knowledge as possible every day. I still remember how Farnaz was so committed to taking good histories that she could extract information even out of our delirious patients. Now that is a skill of a kind. I remember Tim running up and down the neurosurgery floor because he needed to find help for a patient who was in pain. Or Alia and Magda, who rushed away from the morning report to help with a patient who was undergoing Omaya infusion. Or Joe being so excited about diagnosing a PE in a patient that he shook a whole floor. As a side note, he was almost removed from the floor because he disturbed everyone. So I can go on and on. I really hope that all of you continue to have this passion for learning. And more than that, going forward, you remain equally passionate about sharing this knowledge and helping others find their way in this world. As Rockefeller put it, think of giving not as a duty, but as a privilege. You all are graduating at a very exciting time. Healthcare delivery is going through great transformation. The paradigm of patient care is shifting towards well-functioning interdisciplinary teams in an effort to provide high-quality care. This puts you all in the forefront of healthcare delivery and patient care in every specialty. This also means that you develop these essential abilities of judgment, teamwork, and acceptance of responsibility. You have a big role to play in the future of healthcare. Opportunities for you all are limitless. Class of 2015, go out there, seize the moment, and choose to be a hero for someone every single day. Again, congratulations and thank you.